Trump's former chief of staff, General John Kelly, agreed to an on-the-record interview with the New York Times. Kelly was disturbed by Trump's claim that he could use the military against his political opponents, which Trump called, quote, the enemy within, end of quote. Kelly retired as a four-star Marine general. He was appointed by Trump to be Secretary of Homeland Security and then took the Chief of Staff job in July 2017, working in that capacity, which would be the person working closest with Trump for almost 1.5 years. During the interview, which was recorded and audio segments are available for listening at the New York Times website, Kelly agreed with General Milley's assessment that Trump is a fascist, adding that Trump would govern like a dictator and had no understanding of the Constitution or the rule of law. I recently published a video on that subject, which I will link in the More section below, along with the New York Times article that I'm discussing now. This is a quote from Kelly. Trump is, quote, certainly an authoritarian, admires people who are dictators. He has said that. So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist for sure, end quote. Kelly confirmed earlier media reports that Trump had made admiring statements about Hitler to General Kelly and had expressed contempt for disabled veterans to General Kelly and had called those who lost their life on the battlefield, quote, losers, end quote, and, quote, suckers, end quote. Those comments were made to this four-star retired Marine general. The Trumpsters want you to believe that Kelly is making this up and that Trump is telling the truth, that he never said those things. Kelly noted that during his tenure as Trump's chief of staff, that Trump repeatedly said that he had the authority to use the military against American citizens. Trump kept saying, quote, I'm going to do it, end quote, after being told repeatedly he could not do it. There will be no restraint on him during the second term. There will be no General Kellys, no General Milley's, or anyone else in his administration that will restrain him in any way. General Kelly made this comment about Trump, and I quote, he's certainly the only president that has all but rejected what America is all about and what makes America America in terms of our Constitution, in terms of our values, the way we look at everything to include family and government. He's certainly the only president that I know of, certainly in my lifetime, that was like that, end quote. Yes, it can happen here. That was the subject of a 1935 novel by Sinclair Lewis, which I've discussed in a prior video, which I will link here, titled, quote, It Can Happen Here, end quote. The authoritarian forces are extremely strong in America and growing in power, more powerful today than they've ever been. Just look at how close Trump is to winning a second term, notwithstanding everything that he has done and said that would disqualify him from any consideration to be president. Yet he will receive 80 million or more votes, even though those voting to give him a second term are fully aware of who and what he is. I'm going to cite my custom, the references to what I've said in this video in the More section below.